All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So just as I finally had started to kind of like lose my patience with Conor, and I was like, what is this guy doing? He totally redeems himself. And now he is doing exactly what I said to do in my last video. My last video, you may have seen it, was shut up and fight, okay? And so what Conor just said today is he accepts the Dustin Poirier fight, but it has to happen in 2020, okay? I totally agree. Definitely, let's do this, right? And Dustin Poirier, listen, if they make him even like a moderate, he's always down to fight. Like if Conor really did accept the fight and signed, I think this fight's gonna happen. I really do, and that would be exciting. That would be very exciting because the alternative option, which they've talked about. So now I've complimented Conor, right? So good job, Conor. Oh, by the way, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Okay, so now good job, Conor. But let's say that Dustin's like, oh, I'm not going to be ready in 20. Well, actually, what am I talking about? If the UFC says, oh, we can't do it in 2020, okay? And Dustin and Conor really go forward with this fight for charity in December, like that is so stupid. It's unbelievable. Like that is, it's asinine. Okay. Do you think that like, so what's the point of doing a charity event? It's to generate as much money for the charity as possible, right? Like you're doing it for charity. So if you had one option where you were going to do the exact same thing and you were going to make, or, you know, let's say you'd have, I don't know, call it $25 million to donate, or you were going to do the exact same thing in the, you know, over here and you generate like $2 million, obviously you do the one where you can donate the 25, right? And so if you want to fight for charity, you fight in the UFC and you donate your purses, you know, like then you just donate your purses because the charity will make, you know, 10 to 20 times as much money, you know, like from you guys. So this fight for charity makes no goddamn sense, like none whatsoever. So, I mean, it's not going to happen. But again, that's just another one of these weird things Conor was doing, which, you know, we're fighting for charity. I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao. We're doing it in Abu Dhabi. I'm da-da-da-da-da. It's like, oh my God, man. But this I like. This I like. He wants a fight. I want Dustin Poirier. It has to be in 2020. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. And I promise you, the second that Conor gets on camera again, you're going to watch any angst or kind of like, you know, I don't know, the annoyance of Conor right now will just evaporate. Because Conor is a different person when he's actually on camera versus Twitter fingers. You know, Twitter fingers, you know, doesn't, you know, with a few exceptions. Like when he said he was going to make a bone necklace with, or put Dustin Gaethje's teeth on a necklace. That I liked. That I liked a lot. But yeah, I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao. I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather. I'm fighting this guy. I'm fighting that guy. I'm fighting this guy. I'm fighting that guy. It's just like, dude, shut up, man. Seriously. So this is exciting. And it's actually annoying for me because I just shot a video all about how stupid the charity event one was. And it was almost uploaded. And then and then I looked. I was literally going to go do the thumbnail. You know, so I did Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. And in the last hour, Conor said, I'll take the Dustin Poirier fight, but it has to be in 2020. I'm like, oh, well, that nullifies my entire video. So great. So now I'm shooting another one. But yeah, I mean, bottom line is the charity thing just is so stupid. So stupid. But you would think if Conor wants to fight this bad, you could figure out a way to make him, like, get him a fight. He's the most valuable person in the UFC still, for sure. By far, actually. You know, Masvidal did 1.3. If Conor stepped in on 1 week's notice, it would have done 2.3. I mean, just plain and simple. Like and that will be the case until he lost a bunch in a row, which won't happen because he'll lose one, maybe two, and then he'll just be like, cool, I'm retired. But from a matchup perspective, let's talk about that because listen here. Dustin Poirier is a walk in the park for Conor McGregor. Okay, Conor, like the guys that let's remember what the formula is for figuring out, you know, how likely it is that Conor is going to beat a guy. Okay, first question: how likely is the guy to stand with him? Dustin Poirier, 100%. Okay, number two: how strong is the guy's chin? Now Dustin Poirier now seems to have a really strong chin. However, when he fought Conor McGregor, he got clipped over the ear and went out in 90 seconds. Okay, so That question you don't really know, right? It looks like, I mean, I think most people would consider him to have one of the strongest chins at 155 now based on his recent fights. But people don't understand. Getting punched by Conor is like getting hit by lightning, okay? No one has power like Conor. No one. Absolutely. You get at the end, you find yourself at the end of one of these, whoa! The long, whip punches that he throws where he's punching through your face and he's like from 100 yards away because he's got monkey arms. And it's like they get hit by lightning. Watch the Eddie Alvarez fight, man. It's like you cannot eat shots from him. You can't. And he's a fucking surgeon. He's a surgeon, dude. So when Dustin, you go watch all Dustin Poirier's fights, man. He's a great technical fighter, but he gets hit. He gets hit. Conor never gets hit. Not when he's fresh. You watch Conor in the first couple rounds of every fight, and when he's standing up, he never gets touched. He never gets touched. I mean, he got punched by Aldo, but Aldo was kind of falling down unconscious as he landed that shot. I mean, that's honestly, that's one of the only times I could even think of that Conor got punched heavily in the first round in a fight where someone was standing with him. So, I mean, this is an awful matchup for Dustin Poirier. Awful. But, I mean, if he can somehow absorb what Conor's going to deliver in the first 2 rounds, then it's a nightmare for Conor because Dustin will go the full 5 just throttling it. But I don't think he's going to be able to. I think Conor's going to walk through Dustin just like he did last time, and then people are going to be like, oh, they're all like, still to this day, you have all these people who started watching Conor when he fought Khabib, and so their viewpoint of him is so out of whack. They do not get it. Like, they just don't get it. They don't understand who he is. They don't understand how good he is. They're just because they saw him lose. They saw him lose to Khabib. They saw him lose to Mayweather. Then they saw him lose to Khabib. So they're like, oh, he's not that good. It's like, oh no? oh, really? He's not? Okay. So the Floyd Mayweather fight doesn't count, and Khabib wouldn't stand with him. Why don't you go look at any fight where the guy stood with him? Okay. Any of them. And the Nate Diaz fights, Nate Diaz has an absolutely granite chin, so he can't get knocked out, so he took him into deep water. But just watch Conor McGregor in the first 2 rounds against anyone who stands with him. He is the best striker in the UFC. He's the most dominant striker in the UFC, without a doubt. Without a shred of doubt. And he's going to pick Dustin Poirier apart and put him in the ground. I will guarantee you that. I'll bet on, I will, if that fight does materialize, I will bet on Conor to win by knockout by the end of the 2nd round. For sure. For absolute sure I will. And I'll probably put a bet on him to win by knockout in the 1st round because people don't get it. Now think about how people are going to view Conor McGregor after that, right? Like after that, they're going to be like, oh shit. Like, okay, so maybe he is good after all. It's like, yeah, he's pretty good. So anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. If they do this charity thing, it'll be so dumb. So dumb. Peace.